When you first asked me to make this video, I was scared. I still am scared. I hate taking pictures of myself. I think that's one of the things that I struggle with is self-acceptance. The benefit of doing a video, I believe, is anytime that anybody has an opportunity to do any kind of self-reflection, they should grasp it and take it, because it makes you aware of what you're presenting to the rest of the world as well as what you truly believe, and making sure that those two things are in line. I think that sometimes people do things without thinking about them, and I'm a strong believer that you have to make sure that you have a purpose behind what you say and what you do. And I think self-reflection is important for that. I think that you're doing it because it's one of the reasons I like hanging out with you, is because I think that you're doing it because you like to push yourself, and I want to push myself too in areas that I struggle with or that I find to be a bit of a challenge. What I like to do with my spare time outside of work is I love to spend time with my animals. I have 2 dogs plus a cat, and I love doing anything outside, biking, hiking, yard work. When I'm older, meaning like 60 plus, I plan to get into puzzles. Because I think puzzles are for old people.
That's not a slam on Kristie, is it? No.
Not at all. One of the experiences that I think was a life changer for me and a character changer was actually when I was 19 years old. I was presented with the opportunity to go to Japan for a year and teach English. I was so naive and so stupid. I jumped on a plane, didn't get my shots, I didn't try to learn the language before I went, I didn't even buy like a traveling guide. Within 2 weeks I found a job and I started teaching. I lived in a place called Fujisawa, and Fujisawa is about 45 minutes by train to Tokyo. It was such a great experience. Meeting the people over there, immersing myself in their culture was so new and so foreign to me. I think that's why with my bucket list, I want to travel more, is because it just opens your eyes to what the world has to offer. Definitely I grew up. That's when I think in my life I actually became an adult. Recently, I've had a traumatic/funny experience. And last summer, I was helping my parents out because my dad had just had his knee replaced. Now I was going to mow his lawn and help him out that way. In their backyard, they had this really steep hill. So I dug in with my foot, and my big toe caught, and it flipped my foot completely backwards. And I ended up breaking a bone plus dislocating the entire joint. I started screaming, and finally I hear my dad coming out the back door with his walker. And now and he's trying to come down this really steep hill, and so he comes down, and his first reaction, I love my dad to death and he's a great guy, but dads don't react the same way as moms do. Moms would probably, their first reaction be to call an ambulance. His first reaction is to try to put it back into place. I ended up crawling all the way back in the house. So anyway, that was 8-9 months ago, and I'm finally getting back into my life, but lesson learned. Be careful. Don't do good deeds. How has my life been different than what I imagined? I think every little girl dreams that they're going to have the fairy tale marriage and kids and the white picket fence and the dog and the cat and the whole 9 yards and traveling, and well, that's not my reality anyway. So yeah, that'd be one major difference. I think the other major difference is that I think you always think that when you become an adult, you're just going to have all the answers and you're just going to be one way for the rest of your life, and that's it. And you're just going to, you're not going to change anymore. But I think I've changed more in the last 5 years than I've changed in the 35 years before that. You never stop growing and you never stop learning. One of the best lessons that I've ever learned in my life up to this point is that your biggest fan can be yourself, and your biggest enemy can be yourself too. So self-talk is very important every day in anything that you do. Just making sure that you give yourself a pat on the back instead of always cutting yourself down. I think you like me. I can't answer that question because I don't know why.
You have no idea why I like you. I have failed as a human being. What's your favorite sexual position and why? Should we leave more questions?
I really like
this is vlogging after dark. This has been brought to you by
Kristie,
and Annette,
and
2 bottles of wine.